So for a lot of doctors out there like myself, you think that you need to work all your life, save the money, and that's how you become financially free, is save as much as possible, put in a 401k and put in an IRA. And that's possible, right? You just ride the market, the volatilities of the market up and down. I'm not saying that's bad, but I also want you to look at something else called commercial real estate investing. Usually commercial real estate investing is not something that's accessible. These are institutional properties. They're not your duplex, triplex, fourplexes. These are 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 400 unit apartments, multifamily, or they could be industrial properties that you can invest as a institution partner, where you are a limited partner in this on these institutional assets that most people usually don't have access to. And unless if there's someone like me who brings you into a deal where you can actually start looking at or investing in deals, well, there's not really a way to get access to these. But here's the thing, you got to look at why you're doing it as well. I'm not trying to pitch you on how to invest with me. I look at it from a standpoint where I'm a doctor, a chiropractor who've owned his own practice for about 14 years. And about 5 years ago, I attended a conference that talked about real estate and what the importance is of real estate, why real estate is something that has been the vehicle of most wealthy people in the world to preserve and accelerate their wealth. I looked at my why, I said, yeah, I know doctors who are working 40, 50, 60 years in their life. 60 years. I know a doctor who worked until the second to the last year before he passed away. Is it because he loved to? I'm sure. But he also had to as well. So you probably know, if you're a doctor yourself, you know other doctors who've had to practice for 30, 40, 50, even 60 years. And what's sad is I know one who has been in practice for over 40 years, where the moment they stop practicing, they have to actually move in with their family members because they didn't really have much to show for it. Right? They didn't have the finances to take care of themselves. And for me, I didn't want to be in that position. It's actually very disheartening to see doctors in that position because they worked all their life, went to school, work, busted their butt for patients, because we all want the best for our patients. And yet, as we have taken great care of our patients, our own family and our own legacy has not really been taken care of, because it's like a rat race, right? Where we're getting patients, new patients, we're taking great care of them, yet we have all these expenses, and some doctors are trying to keep up with everyone else, the fancy cars, the night swatches, the extravagant trips. And you failed as a business owner and as a healthcare professional to do enough for yourself. Or maybe you didn't even have the know-how of how to do enough for yourself, to save enough correctly, where you're able to leave something for the kids or leave something for yourself to retire with. So what does financial freedom look like to you? Years ago, my idea was, you know what, without the practice, I want everything outside of the practice, the investments that I've made, to do well enough to support my living expenses. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and they said, if your passive income can support your expenses, you are financially independent, which means that you don't even have to be in your W-2 or job, and you can live your life that you want to live. And now I spend a lot of time talking with other doctors to actually help them create the mindset of, hey, you can be financially free as well. Here's a vehicle that you can do it in. For us, we just use multifamily because it's wonderful. We buy it in great areas. There's different operators that we work with. So you do get to diversify in multifamily, different asset classes, different locations, different operators, which is what a lot of people ask me. It's, hey, Dr. Tam, do you just all put it in one person? We try to do the best that we can, vetting to make sure that you are in the right deal. But real estate is not for everybody, because you really have to want to do it first. And before you even are invited into invest in the deal, I want to make sure that you're educated first to have maybe watch some of our educational series, to download our quick tips guide on passive investing so that you know how to vet a deal, or how to even vet us. How do you even know I'm legit, right? You can look me up. Absolute Integrative Physical Medicine, owned the practice since May of 2009, and why I got started. So look at my story. You got to vet the people that you do. Ask around. Look at some of the videos, ask around the community. Maybe if you're a chiropractor or a healthcare professional, ask your healthcare professional if they've ever heard of me, or look into some of the data that we have. Also, our portfolio, Zephyr Equity Group, check out the actual properties itself. It's real. It's a real property. We have nothing to hide between my partners and I. I just want to be out there and share the same thing that I have done with my other doctors, because I know it could be a rat race out there, and you're just churning and churning the reel thinking, hey, beginning of the year, what are your goals? What are your financial goals, professional, personal goals? One of mine is to have my passive income cover my living expenses. That's one of my financially free goals, right? Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you haven't read that, I recommend that you read it, okay? And hopefully we can chat someday about your real estate goals. I want to know why you want to do it in the first place. What's driving you to really want to do something that involves real estate? Maybe you're happy. Maybe you're happy with Bitcoin, crypto, and the stock market and mutual funds. Then you're probably not the right person to invest in real estate. But if you want to talk more about real estate, I can show you how it works. I really have a few slots every single week where I talk to different investors to explain to them why real estate is one of the best tools out there to grow your net worth and have potentially be financially wealthy. Putting your money in the bank is not going to get you any financial wealth, especially when you're trying to get 0.011%, maybe 0.015, and CDs might get you 1 or 2%, but in real estate, that's where the magic usually happens. All right, so I will chat with you soon. 20 minutes of your time is really all that takes to see if you are qualified or would like to be invited to become financially free. I'll talk to you later.